It can be absolutely intriguing when you are amazed about how people can create good results, premium results under a brand, but cannot create the same dimension of results when they are undertaking their own personal enterprise. But then that reality is not impossible to conquer. Why a lot of people suffer under that? Not because they do not want to take the bolder step into their dream, but because they have lived under a particular mindset and a particular protocol that has hindered them from moving beyond where they presently are. Now, but this is the thing. Here is a 7 minutes what investing. Stay tuned. That you'll find brilliant managers who were able to raise a huge amount of deposit. While I was in the bank, I discovered that there were quite a number of people or executives or managers who were able to mobilize and raise heavy amount of money for the bank. But when they left the bank, it was difficult for them to mobilize sales for their own personal business. What could be the gap in this reality? If you don't know me by now, I am your number one premium business coach. I haven't spent about a decade in banking before thinking of I'm doing business and coaching and spent about 17 years doing corporate detoxification, performance, productivity, and strategy consulting for organizations, and then empowering skill and knowledge business-based people. Here's what I've discovered: that quite a number of people make themselves viable for other people's dream, but make themselves passive. They are active about other people's dream and passive about their own personal journey, right? And one of the things that is responsible for this gap is simply nothing but procrastination. What do I mean when I say procrastination? It's not about suspending what you have to do, but then lacking the energy and the fortress to go for what is yours. Now, the fear that I was under a particular kind of platform, right, that gave me the confidence. Now I was under the canopy of a brand that gave me a type of confidence, but now I am on my own. There is the doubt in themselves, self-doubt, right, about their brand. So their confidence was based on the brand that they worked for, and already established what brand. And that means that they were not self-starters, right? They were able to show up because the brand was already in vogue, right? So what's responsible for this, their self-doubt, is because what they did not amplify their dream as big as the brand that they embraced. It's simple, right? It's very simple. So why should you be able to generate results for a brand and not be able to generate it for yourself? Simply because you have not been able to amplify your brand as big as the brand that you admire. And how do you amplify your brand to be as big as the brand that you admire? Is simply to hack the process, right? To do what? Hack the process. Is to reverse engineer what were the things that were responsible for the amplification of that brand to the market and to you. What sold the brand to you? What gave you the confidence in the first place to be able to sell such a brand? And why are you taking steps backward about your personal brand? It means that that little voice in your head telling you that you are not good enough, the imposter syndrome, right, telling you that you are not good enough. Then how do you mute this particular voice? This is simply how you mute the voice, is to practically challenge yourself, take massive action on a daily basis. Show up like the brand you admire. Follow the steps. Bring in your unique ability, your unique creativity, and the confidence of the solution that you sell. This might sound a little bit easy from my words, right? From the way I'm saying it, but it takes a little time, some diligence, some discipline, some practice, right? Some disappointment. I am one that is I'm passionate about playing the A game, but that does not mean that I have not had injuries, that I have not had disappointments, that I have failed many times, but learned from my failure on how best to approach things and get better, faster, bigger results. So it is not Herculean, it is not difficult like you think. It's just about being clear about what you want to get and designing a process that will make it happen and installing what routines that ensure that you do not frustrate. Step number 2. Step number 1 is to be clear about what exactly you want to achieve. That gives you the confidence of creating a solution that other people want to pay for. Then design a process that consistently bring you to in contact with those that you intend to serve. Then you are going to install a routine that is going to stop, that is going to ensure that step number 1 and step number 2 are not frustrated. If you are going to take these 3 steps, it's going to move you from where you used to be, and then we'll put you on a journey to where you desire to be. Who you are right now is not who you are designed to be. Who you can become begins from taking these 3 steps. If you take these 3 steps, I can assure you, things will begin to change. Until you change, nothing changes. Right? And so, if it takes an aeroplane 85% of its fuel for its takeoff, then you know that how you start matters. And then your momentum also matters. Then how you finish is equally very amazing and amazingly important. So it's up to you. Play the big game. My name is Julius Afola. And you can talk to me anything now. If you are not subscribed to this channel, why don't you do so just now? You don't just have to wait again. Do it now. Thank you and God bless.